A massive thank you to Kamikaze Pro for allowing us to use their facilities to film this episode of EVM Showcase. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now down at ringside here for an EVM Showcase Championship match. On the left there you have Jay Langley, and on the right the champion Palmer, the necessary evil. The bell has just been rung. Both men squaring off here. EVM fans in attendance clapping, showing for some action here. Big lockup. Palmer pushing Jay Langley back to the corner, showing his strength here, showing that he is the bigger of the two men. And a sign of disrespect there from Palmer, just patronising Jay Langley there. Crowd in attendance cheering for Langley here, trying to get behind him, trying to get some more action going. Another big lockup. Big push up there from Palmer. Palmer is showing his strength here. More separation here. The crowd in attendance still behind Jay Langley here, just trying to keep more action going. Ducking under. Big spin kick there from Jay Langley. A knee lift, followed by a cross chop. The noise off that was beautiful. And a big STO there from Jay Langley. 1, 2. Could this be it? Could this be a new EVM show? No. No new EVM Showcase champion as of yet. Langley on top here. What's Langley going to do? Big shoulder tackle. Palmer doesn't go. Second big shoulder tackle. Palmer not going again. Langley calling for one more. Big shoulder tackle. No! Huge, devastating clothesline there from Palmer, the necessary evil. Langley trying to get up to his feet here. Palmer just toying with Langley here, picking him up like he is a baby. And a huge spinning back suplex there from Palmer, the necessary evil. Langley still in the fight here, getting up slowly, but still getting up to his feet. Big belly-to-belly suplex there from Palmer. Is he going to go for a cover? Is this it? He's not going for a cover here. Palmer hitting the ropes there. Big splash. Oh my god, is this it? 2, 3. And that is it. The match is over. Palmer, the necessary evil, is still your EVM Showcase champion. Ladies and gentlemen, our sponsors for this episode of EVM Showcase is 5678 Collectibles. Go to 5678collectibles.com for all your action figure needs.
What a difference a few weeks can make. The last EVM show, Joshua Goodwin had to buy a ticket. But now, with a little help from my friends, not only do I have a year-long unsackable contract, but I have a main event match at EVM Ultimate Opportunity against David Eton for the EVM Championship. Now, some of you may be surprised by how the events have turned out. Chief among you, of course, Kurt Healy. But I've told you this entire time what would happen.
Alright, I'm just going to talk about it. I've been ignoring the Joshua Goodwin that turned back up to EVM all those months ago, because it's not that I didn't welcome his return to wrestling. I thought it was great that he was back, that he'd seemed to have got himself into a better place and was thinking about returning. But the Joshua Goodwin that turned up is not the Joshua Goodwin that I know.
So if I've not dumbed it down enough for you, let me explain it like this. Kurt Healy, from now on, stay out of my business and stay out of my way. You've played all your cards. You rolled your dice. The war is over. The king has won.
The Joshua Goodwin that I knew didn't wear funny hats and pretend he was royalty. The Joshua Goodwin that I knew was a dangerous man. And the problem is, I still think he's lurking underneath that silly attire.
Which brings me on to David Eton. Now, any of you who know a little bit about the history of Joshua Goodwin knows that David Eton is a man that not only do I consider to be a friend and a mentor, I believe he to be the best wrestler in EVM. I believe him to be the best wrestler in the country, frankly. I also believe that he represents something else to me.
So I've been sitting in the corner of the locker room and I've been letting it happen. Been ignoring it. Been doing nothing about it. But the problem with these things is if you ignore them, they don't go away. They don't go away. They just get worse, don't they? And then before you know it, he'll be standing across the ring from me and I'll be looking across the ring into his eyes just to see if there's any trace of humanity left in there. I suspect what I'll see. I suspect what's there. It's just deep behind it. The traces of a desperate man.
What he represents to Joshua Goodwin is the shadow that I've been standing in my entire career. David Eton represents a time when Joshua Goodwin held himself back. He held himself back because he didn't know who he was.
And that's a real problem for me, because if there's one thing I do know about Joshua Goodwin, it's that he's at his most dangerous when he's at his most desperate. And after all this, causing trouble, getting fired, putting on more funny costumes, and earning himself a spot to fight me for the belt.
But you see, this represents something too.
Well, the only way forward now is to take it, right? The Joshua Goodwin that I know, well, he'll do literally anything. So it's time for me to stop ignoring it. It's time for me to stand up to it. Look it in the eyes and...
It represents the fact that I was born better than all you peasants and plebs, and that includes you, David Eton.
I think the only thing we can do to end this is to end this version of Joshua Goodwin.
I will prove exactly what I said. I will back up these words. I will take the EVM Championship. And not only can you kneel before your king, you will kneel before your champion.
And as you can see on screen, our next live show, EVM Wrestle for Life, a charity show supporting a beautiful cause in associations with Rock for Life events. You'll be able to see many of the EVM stars in action at that show. David Eton, King Goodwin and Asbo, as well as Ryan Charles and Alfie. Tickets on sale. Just scan the QR code on screen and get your tickets to EVM Wrestle for Life.